People of the internet, Jiim Breuer snaps after all of the Rogansphere political backlash. And today, we are going to see him have a nice little meltdown when the chickens come home to roost. This is going to be exciting, guys. Grab yourself a coffee, a nice joint, your favorite beverage, and sit back. Because this guy is... Whew, here we go.
Tucker? I gotta be honest with you. I've been away, but because I hear all the noise screaming at Tucker, now I gotta see what's going on. And everyone that complained, we need to. I seen some guy, I don't know who he was, and he's going, let me tell you something. This is what he sounded like. He said, that's exactly what the guy said. He's like, hey, he's a little guy. He's not speaking of love. He's not speaking. He's like, let me tell you something. And he literally says, yeah, I think you're tough with your stupid little podcast. Stupid little podcast? Tucker's got millions of people following. You got like 0.08 on the decimal of top 10 in radio, who nobody listens to anymore. What are you talking about? Let me tell you something about your stupid little podcast and your stupid little talk show and your stupid little... You're gonna go through me.
I mean, he sounds, I know that voice. Because it was all over AM radio. I hated that guy so much. I hated him. I just thought he was always a little weasel. He just says like the craziest shit about like humans. Mark Levin, right? He just, oh man, that guy's out there. I don't know who. I don't even know who would listen to that guy, but a lot of people do. But I'm wondering, like, why the Rogansphere? Like, what were their thoughts? I would consider like politics for your business. Like, obviously, these guys' podcasts are their business. Risky, risky. And when you're running a business, you want to mitigate risk. You want to have at least as less of it as possible, right? The least amount. And so, why would you even do this? And then, I guess because they took this position and maybe it's all they have now. Like that guy from the other video, he was saying like they're basically, they can't go back and they're stuck here. And so they've got to try and rally. And that's my position too. I was like, that's why they never grow, because they already lost half their audience. And and even if they do want to grow, they can only grow on the right now. They can't be the everyman anymore. So they're stuck. And so if you're trying, because, Mark Levin is Republican. So now what we're seeing is Republicans fighting amongst Republicans, right? Now the Republican Party is divided because Trump didn't provide everything that he's promised so far. Like, prices are still high. People are mad about that. The government shutdown, the shutdown of benefits, the shutdown of jobs, the shutdown of the airport, the shutdown of the government, right? And all the jobs and things that factor. So now you have Republicans fighting about Republicans. And the point is, if that's which for the Rogansphere, if that's all that's left of the pool of people you can draw from for new customers, because it is a business, and also to satisfy regular, return customers, because repeat customers are a lot cheaper than new customers, and repeat customers invest or spend, like, I think it's 5 times as much. So that's just a business strategy, right? Like, okay, this is what we got. Why would you jump into a Republican versus Republican thing? And now, say you have the pie is your Republican, you just cut down right down the middle of the Republican pie too, and made your pool to draw from even smaller, and then probably alienated more of your fan base. Like, who's managing these guys? you're getting, like the Tucker Carlsons and then there's the rest of the Republicans, like more traditional. There's Republicans trying to, change things, bring people in the new generation. And I just don't know why, if this is your business, why you'd even jump in this fight. And Jiim Breuer, he's part of the Rogansphere, and I'll tell you why. Him and Joe go way back. He's been on the podcast a lot. He performs at the mothership. Like, him and Joe have regular contact. And he's used the Rogansphere to make his name. He fights for these causes. He falls in lines. I'm almost convinced at this point that Joe Rogan has a mass email that he sends out every time he wants to change, the talking points or change stance or basically lie to cover his ass, and we all saw Joe Rogan's new policy is Zen Buddhism, and nothing matters. He must rise above it. He must be an example of all because he sits on the top, on the throne of podcasts, right? This is his new thing. It doesn't bother me, guys. It doesn't bother me. Which would be pretty interested to see when Jiim Breuer opens up to me. Oh, we got to be Zen Buddhist now. Let's see the Zen Buddhist version of Jim. But point is these guys, I mean, maybe that's why Joe is taking this Zen, not care position, because they sure do open their mouths and do the stupidest shit. No matter what we say, no matter what we point out, they always find a new way to mess it all up again. They just keep going. And this is just like, they have PR teams, don't they? And they're just, no, don't do this. Yeah, in the short term, you will get views. But also in the short term, you start alienating your audience and you start dividing them. And now they can't come to you for your opinion because now they're going to think your opinion is either screwed or liberal. I mean, no matter how many times I clarify that I don't support either side, people still tell me I'm liberal. And that's my opinion, right? So you're going to get it either way. Now you've given reason for people and evidence for people to say whatever side you're on or call you this or that. I don't see a win in this. Even though it's hilarious to watch, you just see a man, but I don't even know what choice they have. I think they're all eating themselves alive. So take it for what it is.
This guy had a breakdown. You're going after me with your Nazis and you, dude. I got to tell everyone who's creating the noise, you got to come up with a new word. No one's buying Nazi anymore. No one's buying anti-Semite. You overplayed it. You overplayed it. He farted too long because he's an anti-Semite. That's why. I don't need hot dogs. Oh, what are you, pro-Hamas? Oh, so you're for terrorism. I don't get the yarmulke. Oh my God, he's a you-know-what hater. You played it too hard. It's over. Nobody's, it's overplayed. You're drawing so much attention, it's having the opposite effect.
I honestly, man, hey, listen, this is why I live in the woods. I mean, it's expensive. And the snow, every winter, I'm just like, please let there be less snow. And so far, we're getting through November with no snow, which is good. But I just don't come across this stuff. And look, if you don't agree with somebody, if someone bothers you, just don't be around them. A lot of problems would be solved if people would realize the earth is huge. And we could be at different places at different times, which means I don't got to deal with you ever. But these people get caught up in all these wars of words and all this stuff. And I don't understand it, And maybe it's just the fact that I realized that I stood on my pulpit, right? I stood on my soapbox. I fight for my things. But at the end of the day, change takes time. And screaming at somebody or fighting somebody, in these things or trying to cancel people. Having these one-on-one tiffs. They don't do anything. And I'm at the point where shit. I just don't have time, man. I wasted too much time trying to change people's minds and not working on my own. Now I'm more focused on my own because shit go fast. It was like yesterday I was in high school. And now, man, you know, I dread tax day. And I gotta go to the grocery store for bread, you know? It's weird how life goes. I went to I used to always have to ride my bike to get bread. Did anybody ever get sent to the store, right, to get milk, a milk gallon? You know, have you ever tried to ride your bike with like 6-7 bags on the handlebars, and then you put the fucking milk one on, and your bike is like this, you're riding your bike like this, and the jug's hitting you in the leg? Yeah, man, I used to have to, my little cheap little Huffy BMX bike, have to ride that. I had one that was white and it had a shark. I don't know if it was Huffy, but it was white with like black and it had a little shark sticker on it. I liked it because I like sharks. It was pretty cool. It was a good bike. We used to build little ramps right before the curb so you could launch off the curb and drop down in the street. Yeah, we were cool.
So what is the thing with Tucker? I had to look at what is, we need to destroy this Tucker. I want everyone that controls media, and I want all the biggest influence, and I want all of our Congress that's backed by AIPAC. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And I want every single mass thing that we control and we own, we have copywritten and we have control of. I want them to take down Tucker. Take down Tucker. Take down Tucker. You're not taking down Tucker.
I just don't understand why they can't understand that people are allowed to criticize their views. Right? I don't understand why, like, the Rogansphere is so pro-censorship. And they are. I mean, just my channel alone. I have faced so many copyright claims. Oh, you can't monetize this. You can't put this in the video. You have to clip this all the time. And I see other channels with that shit. You know, and the channels that support them, no claims there. They try to silence everything. And this is what they're doing now. They're trying to say anybody that's speaking up against Tucker or whatever is stupid. And you could believe whichever side you want. But you should honestly believe in people's choice to have a side. And I just... where's their PR team, guys? You know, they every day they post a video of how hypocritical they are. They're literally criticizing people and trying to have this free speech narrative as per usual, and at the same time criticizing everybody for criticizing their opinion. I guess why I don't think it's worth having these fights, because these fights are oftentimes not addressing the points or being productive. They're usually trying to one-up the person or silence them. And you have to realize that there's so many different opinions in the world that it's almost an impossible fight. And a lot of times you're just going to drive more anger, more division. And look, this is what they're doing now. And I want somebody to call them up that has experience in PR, and please help them.
You're not taking down Tucker. And if you're that pissed, like, what are you pissed about? How does anyone get that pissed? Oh, this Nazi. I guess it was this guy, Nick Fuentes. I don't know who he is. I've seen him a couple times, the way he dresses or whatever, and that's not a knock on Nick. I just don't know what he does. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's no offense to you, Nick. It really isn't. But, you know, some of the people I ran into, like, oh, dude, Nick Fuentes, he's bad. He's bad. I said, what do you mean he's bad? Dude, he's racist. Like, what do you mean? Oh, he said all black people should be in jail. I don't know if that's what he said, but that's what I mean, you know. He said that the Jews are this and the Mexicans are that. Whatever Nick Fuentes said. I don't know.
He's just talking out of his ass because he knows who Nick Fuentes is. Here's the thing, though. Whether you agree with Nick or don't, yeah, I think both sides should reach a logical conclusion that he's risky, right? He's risky. He has some opinions that are outside of the norm, that are outside the commonly accepted. And plus, he's messing with an idea that this country has, let's not say our politicians, that people have been trying to push back on, and that's like racism and everything that's come with that. I think everybody should like have an equal shot, right? And a lot of people in this country do too, and they've been trying to improve that for equality. Now you have extremes on both sides, and that's the point. Nick is an extreme. And so it's going to have backlash with the people. He's not just a casual guest. He's not just an interesting person. He's a person that, because of what he's saying and what he's doing and the positions that he's taking, is causing a division when anybody learns about him. So what are we doing here? What do you mean, why would people? Right? And he says he doesn't know him, but then he calls him, it's just... It's just that if you want to be objective, you got to start at some point, right? And if you want to look at things like that and you want people to see you, of course it was going to be bad for Tucker and good for Tucker, right? The people that love Nick are all praise him. The people that support Tucker, freedom of speech, and the people don't like him. And then again, I don't know why Jiim Breuer is getting involved in this. You know what? Sometimes I feel bad that they're so stupid. Sometimes I feel bad, right? You just see him just walking right into the traps, and you still got to have a little sympathy.
But these guys were like, oh, he's bad. Okay? But, so he's going on Tucker. Now I got to watch it. Did this already happen? No. Then I got to watch it. What was said? Are they pissed about what was said, or are they pissed just because he talked with him?
I think just them doing a full collaboration. It was the fact that Tucker platform.
How dare Tucker give this guy a platform? So to all of you, I say, everyone that sold the Iraq war, how dare you give a platform to send our children to go kill Iraqi children when you knew it was a lie from the very beginning? So which platform is bigger? Which platform has more power?
I mean, yeah, who is he talking to? People that sold the Iraq war to congressmen so that we could go. Is that what he's saying? I believe that is what he's saying, because I don't know how regular people sold the Iraq war, or maybe he's talking to the media. But either way, who's he mad at? Is he mad at? I don't even know he's mad at, because there's different angles. My answer for what he's talking about is different for the media. It's different. The media worked for the government. The government sold it. If you're just going after the people that sold the war, I mean, that's a small amount of people compared to the vast amount of regular, everyday people you should be talking to. Because, the backlash, like, you have to understand that the media is capitalizing on this backlash and supporting it because it draws ratings, and it also creates division, which is what the media is there for. So I would like, some clarity from him on this one. Anyways, I was just thinking, because he's like, who sold the war? Like, Cheney? You You're mad at Cheney or W. Bush, old W. You know, the man just sitting there painting paintings after causing devastation in the Middle East and millions of people vanishing off this planet because of him. That guy?
The platform that's barking up a storm because we're done with your platform.
It must be the media, right?
Open conversation is the way of humans connecting. And if Nick Fuentes is a racist, he's a psychopath, he's an anti-Semite, I don't care if he hates white people. I don't care if he makes a personal war against Jiim Breuer. I don't care. He can't affect me. I know what truth is. And if I know truth and you know truth, why would you fight so hard with such vicious intent for the man to speak? Wouldn't you rather know who this man is? Wouldn't you rather just know who he is? Well, at least I know how he is, because I can tell you this, all our politicians, Tom Brady and everyone that we idolize, we don't know who they really are. Do we? Do we know who they really are? The guy that's up there going, we need to defend the nation and we need to go to war and we need to... Do we know these people? Or is it just because, well, he's Republican, he's a Democrat, he's a right wing, he's a conservative. Yeah, we need more liberals. Is he that? Are they that? Are you really still giving your life to them? Are you really? You still can't see the circus that they're performing in front of us, laughing in our face. Let me tell you something. I do my best.
Look, you know the difference between me and Democrats and Republicans? The Democrats blame the Republicans and think they're the ones running the show. The Republicans think the Democrats are in charge and they're running all the corruption in the show. I think they're all complicit and they're all fucking corrupt. And as far as like Nick Fuentes and me, I don't even, he's not even on my radar. I mean, I don't have time for that. I'm in my 20s anger. That shit was awful. Your 20s are almost worse than your teenage years. You know what your 20s are? Your 20s are your adult teenage years with bills and legal ramifications and jobs. Well, I had a job. Shit, I was working early. But I mean, like, you don't go to school, right? You don't get to have fun with your friends. You don't get to, like, light fireworks down the hallway. You don't get to do any of that shit. You just get bills and taxes. I get Jiim Breuer's trying to make this point, like, why, but he serves a master too, right? He's part of that circus. It's just, everybody's mad at everyone else's circus because it's not the circus that they want, right? And that's why I think all of this is pointless. There's got to be a better way to make change, and I don't think it's this way. And to answer the question, why is people? Nick Fuentes is an extreme, right? He does extreme. It's gonna do this, whether you don't want it to or not. Even if you're objective and you have, like, this is the risk you have to take. It's part of the risk of doing it. I don't know. I think America's lost. I don't think, a lot of the times when they say it's bad on the news and all this stuff, I think it's real bad. People are angry. People are stressed. People don't have money. Like the jobs. Did you guys know that last month was the worst job loss? Over 1 million. Over 1 million jobs lost. The worst it's been since 2003. Inflation is gonna get worse. Gas prices are crazy. Grocery prices. They keep telling me the gas comes down. Why is it $3.50, dog? What you mean the gas prices came down? I mean, even it went down to like $1.99 like a year or two ago. It was in the $2. I mean, that's high. What do you mean it came down? A pack of nice bagels is $7 fucking dollars. $7 for bagels. Those things used to be $2.99 and $1.99 for the cheaper ones. I like bagels, okay? The everything ones. You know, I always thought really intelligent people ate everything bagels. Because everything isn't an everything bagel. And smart people want to know everything, right? That doesn't even make sense. But they're tasty bagels, even with just cream cheese. I'll tell you a secret. This is what you do. First, you get the bagel, and then you toast it in the toaster. You turn on your broiler so it heats up so you can be as efficient as possible. And then you put on some cream cheese. And then you put slices of extra sharp cheddar. And then always buy good salt. Always buy good salt. Don't buy cheap salt. Buy good salt. You get that big flaky salt. You just pinch a little salt on the cheese to bring out the flavor. Then you put it in the broiler and you melt it. Do it. Tell me what you think. It's absolutely cheesy bagel. That's what I call it. Cheesy bagel. Anyways, let's finish a little bit more. We're only going to watch a little bit more because honestly, I mean, it's Jiim Breuer. He's fucking annoying.
And listen, I fail like anyone else. I'm no better than anyone else. I'll be the first one to tell you that.
There you go.
I got to eat.
Bro, people keep saying they're not watching my videos. Look, I happen to know they are. And I won't tell you why. Because you'll make fun of me. You will make fun of me for it. But I make sure. Anyways. They're trying. Dude, Joe Rogan said, don't think about it. Don't care. You're always going to have. These are things I told them. I've said that so many times. And now he's trying to admit that we're all failures. And I told him to admit they were failures and they make mistakes. Tell me. I mean, they're watching, guys. And I bet you this too. If anything, I bet you every week they all go down to Theo Von's mom's basement, hanging out, right? And they put on lion meows. That's my guess.
Email, okay? I got an email sent to me. It was forwarded to me. This guy was so angry, okay? And we talked about this last week a little bit, where there's certain messages that really affect humanity in a good way, but you can't say who said it because it'll be judged. We don't listen to the message anymore. We just listen to the messenger, and a lot of the messengers smear the person that's about to give a message. So either you have something to hide or you're the Almighty itself, and I don't think you're either one of those. So
does that make sense? Either you have something to hide or you're the Almighty. I mean, I'm feeling a little slow today. Sorry.
The message is this.
Okay, here's the message.
And of course, I can't find it.
Yeah, it's important, guys.
Hold on a second. I got it because I read this yesterday and had to send it to my lawyer. I was like, here we go. Ready? I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the guy goes, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. I understand that you may not be the direct point of this contact and blah, 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 blah. If you could forward this information to the appropriate department or individuals who can address this infringement." So I'm reading this going, infringement? I infringed on something? What the hell did we, I'm calling them like, did we play a song during a bit? Like, did one of the clips not clear? Are we infringing? Are we infringers? I think we're infringers. Sounds like a killer tour. Band name, live in concert, The Infringers, with special guest Jiim Breuer. Jiim Breuer and The Infringers, live in concert. Okay. I like to report a significant
here we go.
instance of copyright infringement concerning Jiim Breuer's video titled Charlie Kirk's Death is Waking People Up, originally from his Jiim Breuer's Universe channel. Okay. So
didn't I do a video on that one? Isn't that where, oh no. Yeah, I think that was where he ranted about the Rogansphere. I think I know which one he's talking about. Yeah. Oh, it's strange that he's getting a message and that they just didn't copyright strike him. I don't understand. And the thing is when you get those copyright strikes, a lot of it would fall apart. I mean, it's very hard to like win in court claiming that with fair use. I mean, it's pretty hard. So I mean, I'm not sure if he's making this shit up, because this, if they had a problem with your video, it would, and if someone is willing to make like a legal claim, they would have to be the owner, and the owner of that video has direct access to strike Jiim Breuer, and Jiim Breuer has direct access to fight him back or dispute it, and this whole issue would get resolved behind the scenes. Don't tell me how I know. Don't tell me how I know, but I'm pretty well versed on this. So, or he's totally being trolled, and we've got another moment of a dumb comedian showing they're getting trolled. Here we go. Let's see.
he then goes on to say the entire 18-minute video was replayed without interruption
Oh,
or commentary.
there it is.
Channel, when he gives the channel. This person, oh, he's talking about the guy. This person is a vile conspiracy theorist. Vile conspiracy theorist who regularly shows, I don't even know how to say this word, vitriolic hate. Vitriolic. Have you ever heard of that? Vitriolic? Anyone? Is this Arabic? Is this like, is this?
Please don't anyone tell him. Here's what happened. Jiim Breuer is getting trolled. Someone's got his email. This is not how it would go down. He just is too stupid to realize that he just got a message from a hater, and he sent it to his lawyer. How litigious are these guys, right? How litigious are people on the internet in general? Like, I always think that like people are going to talk shit about you. I only get bucked up when they come after me and they try and come after my channel, or they try and come after me in real life. Then I get bucked up. But people are going to talk shit, you know? No matter how you fight, it's expensive. Lawyers are expensive. Right? I just don't get how litigious. Like, who cares? Like, honestly, if these people care, right? We don't care about what people say. Then don't. You don't have to get a lawyer. You dumbass. This guy's stupid. I'm gonna end it right there. If you want to see how this concludes, go watch his video. But I'm not gonna give this guy any more attention while he's being trolled and he's reading it on the air. Good Lord Almighty. What is going on, Rogansphere? Let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.